7 hours. That's what's left before something closes. And I'm not talking about a store or a website or some marketing deadline. I'm talking about a window in reality itself, a moment that opened specifically for you, and it's about to shut. You know how sometimes you feel like the universe is trying to tell you something? Like when you keep seeing the same number, or someone's name keeps appearing, or a song plays at exactly the right moment. Most people dismiss it. Coincidence, they say. Random chance. But what if I told you that coincidence is just reality's way of getting your attention when words won't work? Think of it like this. Imagine reality as an enormous ocean. Most of the time, you're floating on the surface, drifting wherever the current takes you. You're not choosing your direction. You're just going along with the flow everyone else follows. But every once in a while, the tide shifts. A wave rises. And for a brief moment, there's an opening. A path through the water that wasn't there before and won't be there again. That's what's happening right now. 7 hours before this door closes doesn't mean you have 7 hours to think about it. It means you have 7 hours to recognize that you've already been chosen. The door didn't appear randomly. It appeared because somewhere in the fabric of everything, your name came up. Your frequency matched something that's trying to emerge. Here's what most people don't understand about how transformation works. They think change happens when you decide to change. Like you wake up one morning and announce to yourself, "Today I'm different." But that's not how it actually works. Real transformation happens when reality creates a crack in your old way of being, and you either walk through it or you don't. The crack doesn't stay open forever. You've felt it, haven't you? That restlessness. That sense that something needs to shift, but you can't quite name what it is. You've been carrying it for weeks, maybe months. It's not depression. It's not anxiety. It's something else. It's the feeling of standing at a threshold you can't see. The thing about thresholds is they're invisible until the moment arrives. You can't prepare for them because you don't know they're coming. And then suddenly, there it is. An opportunity, a realization, a person, a choice. And you have this tiny window to recognize it for what it is. 7 hours means this isn't about planning. This isn't about making pros and cons lists, or asking 5 friends what they think, or sleeping on it. 7 hours means the universe is saying, "I've done my part. I brought this to you. Now you decide." By the way, our shared space of light and awareness is on its way to 100,000 people. Thank you to everyone who subscribes and brings this moment closer. Let me tell you something about doors and windows and opportunities. They're not gifts. They're invitations. And invitations require a response. Silence is also a response, just not the one you think it is. When you ignore an invitation, you're not staying neutral. You're choosing the life you already have. And here's the uncomfortable truth. The life you already have is exactly what you'll keep getting if you don't walk through this door. Not because the universe is punishing you, but because that's how momentum works. Objects in motion stay in motion. People in patterns stay in patterns. Unless something interrupts. This is the interruption. You might be wondering, what door? What am I supposed to do? And that's the wrong question. The right question is, what have I been avoiding? What have I known deep down needs to change, but I've been pretending I don't know? Because here's the secret about these moments. You already know. You've known for a while. The door that's closing in 7 hours isn't showing you something new. It's making something you already know unavoidable. Maybe it's a relationship you know is finished, but you've been too scared to end. Maybe it's a career you know is draining your soul, but the paycheck feels too safe to leave. Maybe it's a version of yourself you've been clinging to, because even though it doesn't fit anymore, at least it's familiar. Whatever it is, 7 hours means the grace period is ending. The universe gave you hints. It gave you signs. It gave you gentle nudges and then stronger pushes, and now it's giving you a deadline. Why 7 hours specifically? Why not tomorrow, or next week, or next month? Because timing in reality isn't arbitrary. Everything has its moment. Seeds germinate when conditions align. Eggs hatch when the temperature is right. Doors open and close based on energy, not calendar dates. Right now, in this exact configuration of circumstances, people, readiness, and cosmic alignment, there's an opening. In 7 hours, the configuration shifts. The people move, the energy changes, the opening closes. And you might think, well, if it's meant to be, another door will open. And maybe it will. But it won't be this door. It won't lead to the same place. The path you could have taken from here becomes unavailable. Not because you're being punished, but because that specific combination of factors won't exist again. Think about your life like a chess game. Every move creates a new board position. Some positions offer possibilities that others don't. If you don't take the queen when she's undefended, the board shifts, she moves, and that exact opportunity never returns. You might capture a different piece later, but that particular move is gone. 7 hours before the door closes means you're looking at a board position that's about to change forever. Now, I know what fear does in moments like this. Fear says, what if I make the wrong choice? What if I walk through that door and it's a mistake? What if I regret it? And fear has a point. Walking through unknown doors is scary. The other side is uncertain. But let me ask you this. What if the real mistake is staying on this side? What if in 7 hours, when that door closes, the regret isn't about what you did, but about what you didn't do? Because here's what I've learned about regret. People almost never regret the things they tried. They regret the things they didn't try. They regret the moments they let pass. They regret the times they chose safety over truth. You know that feeling when you're at the edge of something, about to jump, and your whole body is screaming at you to step back? That's not intuition telling you it's wrong. That's your old self trying to survive. And your old self knows that if you go through this door, it dies. Not you. Just the version of you that needed to end so something new could begin. 7 hours is enough time to feel the fear and do it anyway. 7 hours is enough time to stop negotiating with yourself. 7 hours is enough time to admit what you already know. The door isn't asking you to have it all figured out. The door is asking you to trust that on the other side, you'll figure it out. Because that's what happens when you step into new territory. You don't bring a map, you become someone who can navigate without one. And maybe that's what this is really about. Not a specific door, or choice, or opportunity, but a fundamental shift in how you move through the world. From someone who waits for permission to someone who gives it to themselves. From someone who needs certainty to someone who can handle the unknown. From someone who lives in reaction to someone who lives in creation. The door closing in 7 hours is teaching you something crucial. Everything has its window. Moments of possibility don't hover indefinitely. They arrive, they shimmer, they dissolve. And the people who build extraordinary lives are the ones who learned to recognize the shimmer and move before the dissolve. This isn't about pressure. This isn't about making you panic. This is about clarity. You're being given information that most people never get. You're being told, this moment matters. What you do in the next 7 hours will echo. So here's what I want you to understand. The door isn't closing to hurt you. The door is closing because openings need boundaries. Without endings, there are no beginnings. Without closure, there is no choice. The deadline isn't your enemy, it's your catalyst. And somewhere in the next 7 hours, you're going to have to decide, do I trust this pull I've been feeling? Or do I explain it away? Do I honor what I know? Or do I pretend I don't know it? Do I walk toward the life that's calling me? Or do I stay in the life I've already outgrown? The door doesn't care which you choose. Reality doesn't judge. It just arranges the furniture and waits to see what you do. But you'll care. In a week, a month, a year, you'll remember this moment. You'll remember that you knew. You'll remember that something was trying to reach you. And you'll know whether you reached back. 7 hours. The ocean is pulling back. The wave is forming. The path is visible. All that's left is the walk. If this video changed something in you, write in the comments. I see the door. Write it as your promise. Nobody